Joy to the world, 2017 is dead. We barbecued its head. It was worse than 2016. It was worse than 2016. It'll only get worse. It'll only get worse. 2018 will be worse than 2017. In all seriousness, 2017 was the year I realized these yearly mini reviews of the movies I saw over the past 12 months are gonna get harder to make. I mean, in my Movies of 2015 video, I said I don't have enough money or time to watch enough movies a year to make a top 10 best movies of the year video. In my Movies of 2016 video, I said I don't have enough money or time to watch enough movies a year to make a top 10 best movies of the year video. Can I say I don't have enough money or time to watch enough movies a year to make a top 10 best movies of the year video for a third time? Well, I just did, so... You know what? I think that's something to worry about in the future, honestly. For now, let's focus on the movies of 2017. In my Movies of 2015 video, I talked about the movies I saw in no particular order. In my Movies of 2016 video, I talked about the movies I saw in the order I saw said movies. For this year, I decided to talk about all the movies I saw in 2017 in order from worst to best, starting with... Are you even surprised this is the worst movie I saw in 2017? Before I begin, I'm going to talk about a few things from the last night that I actually liked. This is going to be the shortest part of the video, so don't blink or you'll miss it. Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime is cool, same with Frank Welker as Megatron. I think the CG effects are neat. That's the end of the good things from the last night. This movie is the same crap as the last 4 Transformers movies. There's a MacGuffin, Autobots versus Decepticons, stupid, unfunny jokes, blah blah blah. This movie's plot is so much like the last 4 movies that Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, made a video months before it came out predicting the plot of The Last Night, and his video was spot on. I remember I saw someone online respond to the video saying Nostalgia Critic's prediction was about 97% accurate. Why do all 5 movies in one franchise have the exact same plot? But I have to move on, or else I'm not gonna get anywhere. Megatron became Galvatron in the last movie, and he's Megatron again now. When did he become Megatron again? And didn't he break into cubes in the last one? Why did Megatron change it back? Isabella is stupid. They're trying to make her a badass character, but she's actually stupid. I hate her. I don't hate the actress, I hate the character. The editing in this film is so bad, I think it's possible it could cause cancer. There are even unfinished blue screen shots in the movie. Unfinished blue screen shots in a professionally made movie that cost $217 million to make. That is unacceptable. I could go on and on with how bad this movie is, but it's Transformers 5. Not surprising it sucks. I'm not a filmmaker, but I'd imagine it shouldn't be that hard to make a good movie out of cars that turn into robots. That's not a hard concept to get right. If you were to watch the trailer for Suburbicon, you would expect a fast-paced, funny crime film. But Suburbicon is actually slow, boring, and not funny. Suburbicon had potential to be good. The ideas are interesting, but the execution is poor. For example, there's a subplot in Suburbicon where a black family moves into this white 1950s neighborhood, and of course, there's racial tension. The idea is that the racist townfolk focus so heavily on the harmless black family that they ignore the dangerous white family across the street. The idea could work, but it fails in Suburbicon because they don't balance the plot and the subplot very well. The subplot ended up feeling like a different movie. The comedy doesn't land, ever. There was a laugh in my screening. Another problem with Suburbicon is that it's boring. Luckily, the movie does pick up near the third act, but it's still mostly a dull film. Like I said, this movie had promise. Suburbicon could have been something great, but it failed in execution. Have you seen the 1991 Beauty and the Beast film? Then you've seen the 2017 remake. Next movie! Look, In a perfect world, I'd end my mini review there and move on, but a lot of people like this movie, so I think it's only fair to explain why I don't like it. This remake is just the same plot as the original with a few new songs, and they fix some plot holes. Fixing the plot holes of the original film may be good enough for some people, but it's not good enough for me. Look at it this way. Imagine if they did a remake of Citizen Kane, and the only thing they did differently was they fixed the plot hole so someone was actually in the room with Kane when he died, so someone would hear his last words. If that happened, you'd be pissed, wouldn't you? That's how I feel here. Before watching this film, I heard everyone talking about what a good actress Emma Watson is. I've never seen Emma Watson in anything else, but if Beauty and the Beast is to be believed, then either Emma's phoning it in on this one, or she's one of the most overrated actresses in the industry. Her performance is so flat and wooden. Maybe it's because the director's poor, or Emma Watson is crap, or because she wasn't giving it her all. It doesn't matter. Her performance is still bad nonetheless. The CGI in the film is terrible. Nothing looks like it's actually there. It all looks fake, and Watson's performance doesn't help. If you want a good Beauty and the Beast movie, just watch the 1991 version. I already talked about Nostalgia Critic a little bit in this video, but I just want to draw attention to a review of the Beauty and the Beast remake Doug Walker did with his brother. They go into a lot more detail and explain a few more problems I have with the movie. Link in the description. Let me address the elephant in the room. I'm not going to talk about the animal abuse controversy surrounding A Dog's Purpose because 1, I already made a video about it, and 2, I don't want to. As for the review, Brad Jones, the cinema snob, put it best when he described A Dog's Purpose as, quote, porn for dog lovers. That's basically true. The movie isn't great, but it's harmless enough. I have to criticize Dog's Purpose for having scenes where dogs die, not because the deaths are handled poorly, but because the evil bastards who made this film had the balls to kill dogs. Kill all the human characters you want in a film, but when you kill off a dog, you've crossed a moral line, my friend. Seriously though, A Dog's Purpose is nothing special, but it's harmless enough, I guess. I like Alien Covenant. Don't get me wrong, I don't like it so much that I'm offended people don't like it. I'm willing to admit the original Alien from 1979 is much better, but I still enjoyed Covenant for the most part. Covenant has good suspense and gory body horror, and it's great to finally see the xenomorph on the big screen again. The film has interesting themes of creation, and Michael Fassbender is great. If I were to criticize one thing, it would be the second climax in the film. It has no reason to be there other than padding out the runtime. Everyone has been hating on the twist and how obvious it was, but honestly, I didn't see it coming. Maybe I'm an idiot, but the twist didn't bother me. I can't say I'm hyped for more Alien movies. I'd much rather watch the original, but Covenant is still a good horror film. This is the best Batman movie in years. Better than Batman vs. Superman, better than The Killing Joke, the best Batman movie since the Dark Knight trilogy ended in 2012. The Lego Batman movie is just as funny and entertaining as the Lego movie. Batman brings a laugh a minute, the animation is gorgeous, and I love how the Joker teams up with other villains from pop culture. This is such a fun, hilarious movie, and it puts everything the DCEU is trying to do to shame. Some people are starting to get tired of the MCU, and I can't blame them. This franchise has been going on for a long time. Personally, I'm still enjoying the MCU, and I enjoyed Spider-Man Homecoming. Some people have criticized Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider-Man, saying he's too dorky. Do you people even understand Spider-Man? Spider-Man has always been dorky. Spider-Man was dorky in the comics, Spider-Man was dorky in the Sam Raimi trilogy, and now he's dorky here. That's all in line with Spider-Man's character. People have also criticized Spider-Man for, quote, dick-riding Tony Stark in this film. Stupid! You're so stupid! That's Spider-Man's arc in the movie. Spider-Man dick-riding Tony Stark is realistically how a teenager would behave, and it helps lead Peter Parker to becoming the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man we all love. If you criticize Spider-Man for dick-riding Tony Stark, you miss the point of the film. People have also criticized Spider-Man's suit, saying it's too similar to Iron Man's suit. Okay, I'll give you that. I think CinemaSins put it best in his video on Spider-Man Homecoming.
Gotta admit, I'm not a fan of the Stark Spidey suit. Spider-Man is cool because he's smart enough to build a suit himself. I don't need another Iron Man, thank you very much.
As for my personal opinions, Tom Holland is great as Spider-Man and Michael Keaton is great as the Vulture. I like the comedy, and I especially love how they made Spider-Man's character act like a kid. Spider-Man Homecoming is good fun. Marvel hasn't let me down yet. Let's hope for the best for the future. The polarization behind The Last Jedi is intriguing, to say the least. I could go on a tangent talking about it, but I'm not going to. Personally, I liked The Last Jedi, but it's not perfect. The structure is awkward, it feels too long, there are a few plot holes, and lots of things that you can nitpick about the movie, but I mostly enjoyed the film. I like how The Last Jedi isn't afraid to take risks, not caring if they'll piss off the fans. The Last Jedi takes the characters, young and old, to new places, and by the time the movie came to a close, I couldn't help but wonder how they'll pull off Episode 9. The Last Jedi is far from the best Star Wars movie, but I was satisfied by it, and I'm interested in Episode 9. Although, I have to admit, I don't much care for the spin-off films or Rian Johnson's proposed trilogy. Just saying. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 hits it out of the park. Everything that made the last Guardians great is carried over to the sequel. The characters, the humor, the classic music. Kurt Russell gives a stellar performance as Ego, and Baby Groot is adorable. The characters in Guardians 2 are criticized for unlearning their lessons from the first film, which I'll respond to with a clip from CinemaWins.
What kind of family do you have where no one disagrees and your personal character flaws all disappear just because you're part of a family?
People have also said that Yondu's arc feels forced, but I don't mind it. I think it works. One thing I don't think works is how every character has an arc. Yondu and Peter's arcs are fine, but Nebula's arc and Rocket's arc feel forced. It's not possible to have multiple arcs in an ensemble piece, but it's hard, and unfortunately Guardians 2 doesn't do all the arcs well. Nonetheless, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy 2. This is the best movie I saw in 2017, and I'm hyped for Infinity War. What was the worst movie you saw in 2017? What was the best movie you saw in 2017? Let me know in the comments if you want. I'm not forcing you to. Freedom of speech and all that. Anyways, that's all for me for today, so come by next time. Can't wait to see you there. Until then, EB out.